It's Chillmonger. The topic of today's video is something of a eureka moment I had while I was watching the Devil's Reign trailer for the Marvel Comics. So watch that, I guess, if you want to know exactly what I'm talking about. When Elektra showed up as Daredevil, I go, oh look, it's Elektra as Daredevil. Yeah, I wasn't really reading that. Elektra was Elektra. She'll return to being Elektra. So I'll skip out on this, not permanent, temporary story. Likewise, Ben Riley is in the trailer as Spider-Man, and I identified him as Peter Parker. Someone, JT Gamer, one of you told me that this is actually Ben Riley, not Peter. And I'm like, yeah, that's actually also why I'm dropping the Amazing Spider-Man series until issue number 900. I got a loud laptop fan. Issue 900, I'll be back. That'll be after Free Comic Book Day. I kind of timed it out. And should be when we return back to the status quo. The status quo is something we always return to. And it's not a positive thing, but it's something that I've seen now, and I'm 99% sure that's how this story is going to go. Both Spider-Man, both Daredevil, both and any other story ever. I can even use the X-Men as an example. Personally, don't like that, but there's over 100 examples of that being the case. So why invest dollars? Because they're asking for money from me. If they're asking me to subscribe to Marvel Unlimited, what is it, $10 for the whole month? That's fine. That's like what, 50 cents a comic if I read 20 comics? Or if I read a comic a day, that'll be 30. It's less than that. It's a good value. It's like whatever, I can afford to drop a little bit of change on this. But you're asking me to support you guys for $4 a month for not just this series, but the Spider-Man series. We also have the XMen series, who are not moving forward, apparently. Like, that's an open secret that they are sticking to the plan or the phase of Jonathan Hickman's Phase 1. Why give you guys my money? I'll wait for Hickman to come back if that's the case. He's not saying he's coming back. He is saying it's over. But then think of it this way. He's friends with these folks. Teeny Howard. He doesn't want you to know that they're in a stale a place that they're not moving anywhere until Hickman comes back. He doesn't want that message to be out, so he's not going to say so. Or I'm completely reading into tea leaves, but I mean, I got a good reputation, don't I? You guys remember that Hulk? You probably don't. I had a lot less subscribers, but I did a video when the news that Universal bought Hulk or sold back the Hulk rights to Disney. Now Disney has the Hulk rights back, and I was making all this noise. And then this week, we get rumors that Worldbreaker Hulk is coming. It's going to be a World War Hulk movie. And I was onto something, wasn't I? That was a long time ago. I'll plug that video at the end if I remember to. But Hulk, or rather, where was I? X-Men? Yeah. Well, I'll get to the Black Panther around the time I got into comics. Myself. Other YouTuber Flash by Night said the same thing. This is how you spell Flash by Night. Go subscribe to his channel because he does read a lot of comics still. And he does review comic books often. So go give him a look. We were saying how we didn't want to read an intergalactic empire of Wakanda. Why? Show me Wakanda. That's not going anywhere. Let's not pretend like T'Challa will never return. He's the leader of the Avengers when we're reading the Avengers comic book series that Jason Aaron was writing. Is still writing. He's the leader of the Avengers, so I don't believe that. When does this even take place? Like, what's going on here? Why drop dollars for it? I didn't. He's back. I'll be back. When John Ridley, the new writer of Black Panther, kicks in, we're a month away from that. Ooh. Can't wait to get started on that comic book series, and I'll be covering that one here. I don't have many ongoings that I'm covering anymore, because they all kind of lose me. Champions, unfortunately, was awesome, but came to an end. I'm reading a little bit of DC now, with Milestone Comics being cool, but I'm not going to cover a DC comic. That may change, I may change my mind, but I'm not going to cover a DC comic, because I don't know enough about DC Comics, and I feel like I'll say something wrong, and like, why? I was comfortable covering Naomi, though, because Naomi's brand new. All I can do is react to the newness of it. So check out that video if you want to see what I have to say about the new CW show, Naomi McDuffie. What I thought about her 6th issue, kind of jump on the scene. I even read her Action Comics issue 1015, right? Issue 1014, one of those two issues. She pops up, and I'm like, oh, she's going to interact with Superman. That's cool. So they got me. Bendis got me. And a little bit of her Justice League, which Bendis... You see, that's the thing with Bendis, bro. Side tangent now. But when Bendis wants to enact change and give you guys somebody who's not white, he does it. But then he doesn't just leave it. He doesn't let Rebecca Rainbow Horse, if that's her name, do Phoenix Song Echo. He makes the character Not unlike what Jason Aaron did, which was platform the character and then let someone else take it. He does the character and then he nurtures this character all the way through. That's how it's done, guys. We don't just drop it. It's not about the quantity of, look, we have a character who checks this box, that box, that box. You make one, you care for them, and look how better off Miles Morales is. Look how better off. That's the only one. Side tangent over. I want to talk more about the status quo stuff. It's abundantly clear what Marvel Comics does, DC as well. We know what the status quo is, and why you ask me for money. I don't believe that they're moving forward at all, and so I don't drop money on it. That's the eureka moment that I realized while talking about the Daredevil comic, and that's probably why you're not getting as much comic reviews. Captain Marvel, perfect example. Loved reading that comic book, ongoing series that I was following. Then they went to Remember the End. She visited that time period, which was like 30 years forward, and I said, well, I know you're returning. So don't act like, oh, where am I? How am I going to get back? I'm not falling for that trick. I stopped reading that. She came back. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll check out this comic once more. And I'm liking the story now. That last issue was just a lot of fighting. I didn't cover it on my channel, though. I'll get to it. If I'll get to the whole story, maybe I'll do the whole story. But I'm really not motivated to cover comic books. It's reflected on what you see on my channel, which is a lot less comic book stuff. Hey, every Saturday, every weekend, I'm doing a live stream talking about movies. Having fun doing that too. Comic book people, come on board. Set a reminder because these are awesome streams. I should invite Flash by Night. Yeah, that'll get you guys. Flash by Night, you're invited. I'll tweet you. I'll DM you. So here's the Hulk video. Here is another video, the Daredevil video that I reacted. There's no videos below that. You get two choices.